Welcome back to Can I Vent with me? It's your girl Natasha and I'm back with another one, okay? So I'm about to vent about my Burlington stalker. Now if you don't know, I worked retail for 200 years. That's at least what it felt like. But in reality I worked there for like 4 years. It was the most miserable time of my life, okay? I was the worst human being. It just sucked, okay? Now, if you work retail, you know you have to put on a nice face. It's always a face that's like, yeah, thank you, come again. I would absolutely love it if you came back. It's like a forced smile that hurts. You know the customer service smile that you have to put on. And the problem with that, and I think that retail jobs really need to understand, or any customer service job needs to really understand that I should be allowed to curse somebody out if they're disrespectful. And they know that customer's always right. That's bullshit. You guys are fucking wrong. You all shitty humans.
And they know that customer.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Like, customers are not always right, okay? First of all. But anyways, this guy, he was a older white male. Hello. I can't see it that way, right? If I do that. By far the creepiest fucking human being I've ever met in my entire existence, and I wish that I had never met this man and been nice to him, because I'm usually not. That job, I didn't give a shit. If you came up to me with a question that was stupid or even educated, I didn't like you. So I don't know what possessed me to be nice this one day, and I regret it. But not anymore, because I'm fine now. See? An older white gentleman came up to me one day while I was fixing racks in the shittiest store in America and asked for my assistance, which I replied, well, what do you need assistance with, sir? And he asks me to help him find a coat. So obviously that's whatever, that's part of my job, I'm gonna help you. So I'm helping him look for this stupid ass coat that obviously we don't have. I'm like, yeah, we don't have it. After a while, I'm like telling him we don't have the shit. So he's like, actually, I think you're gonna get a call. And so I'm like, oh, thank you. Well, thank you, Lara. I'm like, thank you. Or whatever. So he's like, yeah, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, I do. And he's like, is he making you happy? And I'm like, he is. Because I'm getting annoyed at this point, all right? So he's like, oh, well, I just need you to know that I'm going to come back here for you. And I'm just like, don't. Just fucking don't. Where's the bus when you need it to hit him? So he's like, no, yeah, all right, I'm leaving. Thanks for your assistance. And I'm like, thanks for your assistance for what? Like, you didn't need my assistance. You just wanted to know my personal business. What a fucking weirdo. So he walks out and I'm just like, thank heavens, Jesus, I don't gotta be nice, and I refuse to be nice. This is why I'm not nice, because there's always some creep guy. Mind you, I worked in the men's department, people, so it was inevitable for me to encounter a couple creeps. I've encountered several creeps there, but like this guy was stalker creep, right? So a few days pass, I'm minding my own business. He comes and I see him, and he wore this signature blue jacket. I have something on my table that's actually the exact blue that his coat was, but I don't think that that's important to the story. The point is, he wore the same coat no matter what. He comes in and he asks for me directly, so all I hear is Natasha here? And so I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? It would make sense for him to know my name if I wore my name tag, but I was a trashy ass employee. I did not wear my name tag there. So for him to have known my name it was just creepy. But I chalked it up to maybe he like heard somebody say it before, and so that's why. Although I only ever remember him being there that one time, and I was the one assisting him, so it was just like weird. But I'm just like, whatever. Maybe somebody screamed my name somewhere, and you know, I replied in front of him like, hey, because that's me. I'm Natasha. I'm gonna reply when I hear my fucking name. Duh. I guess one of the employees directed him to me. I can't remember who the employee was that day, but fuck you. This guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, remember me? And I'm just like, no, because I'm just a piece of shit. I remembered him, but I just didn't want him to think that I remembered him because I didn't want him to think he had significance to me. And he was like, I'm the guy that came last time. You helped me look for a coat. And I'm like, I help a lot of people look for coats. And he's like, well, I'm special. And I'm just like, well, how are you special? And he's like, well, I'm the one who complimented you. And I'm just like, I get compliments here a lot. It's the men's department. But what can I help you with? So he's like, I'm just trying to find a coat. I'm like, oh, you're trying again. Cool. You just don't want to try another store? Maybe something online? No, you're back to try again. And you asked for me directly. Fun. Okay. A natural button slip. Okay. Hold on. Boop, boop. Let me stop. And so he was like, yeah, no, I just think you're really beautiful. And I'm just like, what coat are you looking for? And so he's like, oh no, I'm not really here for a coat. Can I get your number? And I'm like, no. Like, this is obviously when shit just is like, I'm just like, that's it. I don't give a fuck about the job. You're weird. He's like, well, why not? I'm like, why should I? I don't know you. I don't want to give you my number. Like, I'm not obligated, and you're not entitled. So there's no reason for me to give you my phone number. Absolutely no reason. Did Jesus come down? Did Jesus send you here to tell you I have to give you my phone number? Because that's the only way it's happening. If Jesus is like, give him your phone number, then you're gonna get it because it's Jesus. But until then, no. So he leaves. Now a couple days pass and he comes back. This time he's gonna brag about himself. Here he comes on the other side of the fucking rack and he's like, hey, so you know, I'm Italian. And I'm like, cool. I'm not, so can't relate. So we have nothing to talk about. So bye. Bye. Yeah, I'm Italian. I know the mafia. And I'm like, okay. I know Bloods and Crips. We all know people. Ha 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 ha. So he's like, oh, well, I can get people to fuck anybody up that you want me to get to fuck them up. And I'm like, kind of don't have beef unless you want to fuck up my boss. That's about it. Nobody really pisses me off to the extent to get the mafia or the Bloods and Crips or anybody really on them. And so he's like, no, seriously, like I have connections and I love black women. And I'm like, here we go. Here we the fuck go. So he's like, yeah, I love black women. I think black women are superior and all this stupid shit that is just like not gonna get you fucked by me at least. Sorry. So sorry to my parents and my parents' friends and family who watch my videos, but this is who I am and you all know that. And if you don't, well, now you fucking know. Yeah, I'm like, seriously, bro, like I don't care. And he's like, no, seriously, like I think black women are this and black women are that and you're just the epitome of this and that. And I'm just like, you don't know me. You don't know me. And he's like, no, you're it. You're the one. That's it. And I'm like, I'm no one. I'm just a human working in a store that should burn down. Please leave me alone. So he gets on the phone. This is the funniest part. He gets on the phone and he's like, yeah, Bill, send that guy over here. Send him over. I need him to pick her up. I need him to pick her up from her store. She doesn't need to go on one train. Mind you, it's like 3 p.m. I'm probably just starting my shift or halfway through my shift at this point. Like, bro, it's nowhere near time for me to go home. And he's like, yeah, she's not getting home on the train. She's gonna get driven. And I'm like, is he setting up my, like, kidnapping right now? Like, are you gonna kidnap me? Because there's no way I'm getting into the car. And I'm just sitting here like, is this happening? Like, does anyone see this? Is anyone around? No one's gonna help. Other customers are walking past like, God, you're getting a ride home. And I'm just like, I don't want it though. I don't want it. So I just want to go home on the public transportation that I usually take, or maybe in an Uber or like a Lyft, but nothing from you, whoever is associated with you. Like, I don't want it. So I tell him, sir, I don't, that's okay, right? And so he's like, no. If you're gonna be my girl, I'm like, hold on. You're a girl. Excuse me, sir. So I had to like really just like, all right, guy, stop it. You're funny, but stop it. Like, I'm just, at this point, I'm just like laughing the shit off. Because it's like an awkward thing. Like, what do you do in those situations when you have to be nice, so you don't want to be like, get the fuck away from me? Just laugh it off, right? You're like, ha. No, yeah, you're so funny. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the register now. So I just walked the fuck away at this point because I'm just not trying to be around him. He's weird and creepy and also old enough to be my father, which is why it's also weird and creepy. The guy leaves finally because he's like, this girl doesn't want anything to do with me. So I'm thinking finally he gets the message. So a couple days go by again and I'm off of work. Thank heaven, this is my day off. Apparently this guy came to the job while I was off and gave the security his phone number for me. So he wrote the number on a piece of paper and wrote to Natasha, please call. Like, he told the security, like, no, this guy personally asked for you. He said that you know him and that you were expecting this. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't know this man. So at first I was like, who the fuck could this have been? Because again, there's a bunch of creeps that come into my job. So it could have been anyone. So I didn't automatically assume that it was him until they started describing, yeah, no, he was a white guy wearing a blue coat. And I'm like, oh my fucking gosh. That guy is a fucking stalker. Like, at this point, you're a stalker. At this point, I didn't ask you for your phone number. I never told you that I wanted it. And don't tell people I'm expecting it, because I'm not expecting shit from you except for you to leave me the fuck alone or buy a stupid coat and then get the fuck out. Like, get out. And of course he comes back. And he comes back like, hey, did you get the phone number I left for you? And I'm just like, nope. He's like, I gave it to fucking security. And I'm just like, sorry. So what I did, because I did not want him to feel like, well, here, give it to me. I just was like, okay, well, I gotta go to the back. So I go to the back and obviously I just walk around the store because, to be honest, that job, I hated it so much I was gonna do it anyways. I was just gonna wander the store either way. So it didn't really matter. So I go and wander around the store. Here this guy comes. Now I go to the back, so I'm taking the employee elevators. Okay? That means he doesn't see me. It's a whole wall blocking the employee elevators. All you know is that I left. You don't know if I'm still in the back. You don't know if I went to the first, C, or third floor. So I went to the C floor because that's where the women's shoes was at. So I was hoping to get some, you know, cute Steve Madden shoes. So I go downstairs and I'm just like, at this point, I'm just grateful to be in the women's shoe department, because what is better therapy to a woman than retail therapy, okay? Buy you some cute shoes and feel good. So anyways, I'm just there looking, and guess who shows the fuck up? White guy in a blue coat. I don't know his real name because I just never cared to ask. He was weird. He never told me, which is even more weird. He's like, you don't even tell me your name. How the fuck do you expect to get someone and you don't even introduce yourself properly? You just introduce yourself as the Italian man who's gonna change my life and give me rides home from other strange men. Like, what? What? So I go into the employees' break room. This man does not leave. And mind you, I'm not gonna front. Like, sometimes I was a real shitty employee. So I would take a 30-minute break without being on break. I was in there for about 30 minutes and I was just sitting here like, I'm convinced that this man is gone. So I go back out there and he's still there. And he's like, oh wow, that's ironic, we ran into each other down here. And I'm just like, is it? Is it? Okay, well, let me just unironic this. Yes, I did that.
Stewie just said that. Take it home with you.
I go upstairs back to my floor. Guess who shows up on my floor? Him. And it's like, I can't even say that you're stalking me or you're following me at this point, because you're free to shop on whatever floor you want to shop on. So who am I to say that, oh, you're following me, right? So I'm just like, this is not happening. So I go to the third floor and I'm just like, you know what? Like, no one has kids that is him. Like, that is like him. No one who's like him will have children. Like, nobody. So there's no reason to be up here. That floor was also the Home Depot apartment. So if you wanted to buy like knickknacks and paddywhacks for your house, that was the floor. So it was unfortunate because he can come on that floor still and pretend he was shopping in the home department. That's exactly what he did. He came upstairs and pretended he was shopping in the home department. So I left and I went to the fourth floor because you literally can't get up there. That's only for employees. This man sat there on the third floor for 30 minutes again. Mind you, that means you're in the store for, at this point, you've spent an hour just waiting for me on different floors. That's excluding the time that you've already been in the store just doing nothing and bothering me. So this man sat on the third floor and then went to the layaway cashier and told the layaway cashier, hey, I think I'm supposed to be picking up a layaway. Can you see if Natasha is there to you know, get it for me? I go downstairs and I'm like, I don't do layaway. I didn't do his layaway. Goodbye. And I just leave because I'm at this point I'm rude. Like I'm gonna be rude. Like I'm not gonna deal with this shit. So he gets pissed and leaves. Right? I'm thinking, bitch, you won. Good job. But no. This man comes back pissed off and goes, oh, I never got my layaway that you did because you didn't want to admit that you did it. And I'm like, brother, I didn't do your layaway because I don't do layaway. You don't have a layaway. And I get the out of my face. So he's like, I don't understand why you're acting like that. This isn't good customer service. And I'm like, at this point, you can suck my go somewhere else. You've been here every week for like a month now looking for the same shit. If we don't have it that day, we don't have it. Get out. Like, go somewhere else. But you don't want to go somewhere else. You want to come here and bother a bitch. Okay, and I'm the wrong bitch. So this man is like, oh no, I just felt like I was being nice to you. I feel like you're being so rude to me. I'm like, no one asked you for your niceness. And also, you're not entitled to mine. So get the fuck away from me. Like, leave. Bye. This man goes, well, whatever. I'm going to go buy my stuff and leave. This man bought a pack of underwear and left. Right? We thinking you got the message because finally I was rude. Because I hear a lot of stories about like people getting like stalked or whatever, and they don't take care of it immediately because they're so nice. And especially on jobs like this with retail, they choose to continue to be nice and just walk to the back. And I'm just like, well, that doesn't really solve the problem because then they're gonna start waiting for you outside, which he did one day, by the way. Like, he fucking did that. He waited for me when I got off of work, people. There was 2 exits to my door and I wasn't allowed to use the back one. But when I saw that piece of shit outside, listen, I ain't stupid, okay? He was wearing like a winter coat and it wasn't winter. It was, I just always felt like he had like ropes, ropes and knives and guns and torture devices in his coat. He was waiting there like a creep and he saw me. He was like, oh, hey, come here. And I'm like, no. So what I did was I went to the back and I was like, I'm gonna stay here for 5 minutes and have a conversation with an employee, and then I'm gonna sneak out the back door, which is how I was able to avoid this man, okay? Because that's creepy. Like, I'm not about to deal with that. It was nighttime too. It was an area that is already like a fucking risk to walk home or walk to the bus. So bad enough I have you pursuing me, and I don't know what type of torture devices you have in your big puffy blue coat, sir, so no thank you. So this man buys his underwear, he leaves, he comes back. I cannot tell you guys like how weird it was to have a white man stalking you in a blue coat. Like, it's just weird to be a stalker. Like, mentally, what are you going through when you are a fucking stalker? What isn't clicking in your like, what wires aren't connecting? Because I really want to know. Like, he comes back, and this is by far the last straw for me, because I'm just like, at this point, I don't want to deal. He takes clothes into the fitting room. Now, they're only allowed to take a certain amount of clothes into the fitting room. So I saw him take a bunch of clothes into the fitting room, and I think he knew purposely that he wasn't supposed to do that. So, of course, I had to do my job. So I go and I'm like, you can't take all these clothes into the fitting room, sir. And you know this. It literally has 6 items or less on the wall. Why would you do that? So he goes and he tries on his 6 items, people. He's like, oh, none of these fit. Okay, cool, whatever. Here's your next 6 items. Tries them on, and this time he walks back out of the fitting room with only his underwear on. I'm like, okay, I'm done. At this point, you trying it. If this looks crazy, like if any other employee or even a customer walks in, it's gonna look like some crazy shit is happening. I'm out. I was like, I don't give a fuck if you steal. I don't give a fuck if you break a tooth, popping the alarms off. I'm out. So what I did was I went to security and I told them about the situation. I was just like, listen, I'm washing my hands of this man. If he comes in the store and you see him, because he's always wearing that dingy blue coat, I don't want any parts. Like, just let me know and I'm getting the fuck away from him. And she was like, let me know how he looks. And so I told her, like, it's this guy, right? And so the next time he came in, she would, like, you know, try to be there, be around. She would come upstairs and, you know, make sure that everything was going the way it was supposed to. He wasn't being a weirdo. And I guess once he started to notice that I'm gonna have security around me every time he fucking come, because apparently I need this now, you fucking weirdo, he stopped coming to the store. Everyone, give it up for security. Oh my god. I was just like, how is this my life? Like, what do I do? Like, it's just awkward when you go through something like that, because you really don't know what a person's capable of. Like, this man, I wasn't trying to like let it escalate, because no, like that day he fucking waited for me outside. I was like, no, this is, you're doing too much. Like, no. No, I was already like, that's it. But then he came out on his underwear. I'm like, no thank fucking you, okay? No thank you. Like, I don't want no parts in this shit. I don't want to see it. I don't want to almost see it. I don't want, ill. And I would never sit here and pretend that I was like in fear of my life or like for my safety. Besides that one time he waited for me, because I don't know what the fuck that was about. Like, I don't know if he had the van that he was calling the whole bill guy to come pick me up, and maybe he was gonna throw me in the van. You know, I had a fighting chance in my opinion. But if Bill was some big guy that like was like Macho Man Randy Savage and came out of the car and like yoked the kid up, I'd been done for, bro. Blue coat guy felt like he was entitled to me and my number and my love and my this, whatever this is. But it's like weird. Like, what goes through people's minds when they feel like they're entitled to your life and your love and your this? What goes through your minds? I want to know. Excuse me. Ladylike, I know. Oh my god, I'll be cracking my knuckles. I'm gonna have arthritis. Anyways, guys, leave a comment down below if you've ever been stalked or if you've been a stalker. I want to know what happens when you decide to be a stalker. Leave a comment down below. Let me know. You fucking house. Anyways, guys, like this video, subscribe, and